Let's do it. Hello.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, we're bringing the old feeling back. You know, Dan, we actually dropped the ball. I'll schedule it for next week. You know, Dan, are you recording?
Yes, we are recording. We are live.
I might be able to get someone from Law and Order SVU on the show next week.
Oh,
I'm not even lying. Ding, ding, boom, 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 boom. Boom,
okay.
boom, boom.
It's just unfortunate that, because we live in Zimbabwe, that's an impressive thing. I mean,
people know this person. Like he's got a very, very, very full IMDb.
I think, Phil, you should get us a Marvel star on the podcast. So if you could work to try and find one for us, I would appreciate it.
Crims, take that out.
What do you mean?
Crims, take that out.
Literally every week we talk about, well, not every week, but regularly we talk about
Crims, take that out.
There's no names mentioned either. Crims, don't take anything out. There's no names mentioned. There's nothing mentioned. Do you know how big Marvel is right now, Phil? Literally 40 plus titles. Could be talking about anyone. Who's Agatha all along?
You're a bastard. I hate you so much. I wish I could apply this. I wish I could Jimmy Kimmel you. I just wish I could Jimmy Kimmel you.
Oh, reference.
Hey, is my waveform coming nice? Is it coming nice?
Honestly, you know what? I think I'm going to pause the recording.
Why? What's up?
Because I'm going to edit in fact, I'm just going to reduce the volumes. It's okay. I'll just do it like that. I was gonna try edit the gain. I think that would make a difference. But
no, as long as the waveform is picking up, dude, we'll fix it in post. Do you know what one thing I've been doing? Let me actually, a little nerdy thing. Not I've been doing recently. I've been taking a lot of meetings.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I literally just sit in my meeting, pull out my phone, hit record. And there'll be background noise, voices will be faint. So in the beginning, what I do is I take the audio, plop it into Audition, try fix it. And then I realize, wait a minute, why am I trying to fix discernible audio for a computer? Because what I then do is I've got a master prompt, there was a meeting with so-and-so. This person speaks first, this person speaks second, and it's really gotten good now. It actually figures out from names.
Whose voice is who?
Whose voice is who. And then it'll give me a full transcript. And then you tell it this meeting happened in English and parts of it in Shona. So wherever possible, switch to Shona. And it picks up the Shona perfectly. It's really gotten really good. All that to say is I can't even hear some of the things people are saying. But the moment I pop it into the AI tool, picks up every word. So, Dan, don't worry about the gain. We're good.
There's a tool called read.ai.
You don't even need that.
Someone sent me meeting summary notes.
And then they're let my little robot in.
Yeah, so I couldn't read them without actually opening the read.ai. Yeah. So I opened it and I was like, hey, got the notes, cool, thank you, received, whatever. And then now it's automatically inserting itself into Zoom
because
it's useful.
You clicked accept very quickly.
But
why do you need it? Because Google and Zoom already have the tools and they're better.
I didn't do it, Phil. I received the notes from someone else who used it, and then now I'm receiving every Zoom meeting that I'm in, and I'm like, the moment I find I have 10 free minutes, I need to go and figure out where to uninstall and remove whatever it is that this.
Meanwhile, Read has got all your data now. They know what's going on at home. They know what's happening in work life, everything.
My life is so boring, guys. I say it all the time. If you're going to steal my data, well, I don't want you to, but it's kind of a boring life. I don't have nuclear secrets or anything. Although, it's fine. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hold on, I need to play some music. What music can we start with?
Yeah. Fear, nanakatia dia, asiru denjima mono wesa nombobria, nikuti moyo muti hauzi njanji, mono wesa nomboira zinchibamba. Kori futi, mambo kazi kondiri Chiside fambi, kasa dona monenga Aptokona chimpanzi My hips ana nyepano baiza My feelings do chokwadi Dinema vangerudu, do wanjetri sina nyanji Idabomba matuma kwati Hiuno ishepi hari Ndimbo kuditimbera, mutupo ndiani Tese tema bonzo mcloset Saka usandi jaja Haikona kuchira, fuku nyura Spandizwa kudara Nyangwe zio, meziro are the same Promise that you'll be right by my side As we sing yours or dies Girl, as we sing yours or dies Nyangwe zio
Yeah.
Big up Kate Chaps. Big up Kate Chaps.
Indeed.
Big up Jeezy.
Welcome back to another week.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are back once again. This is your favorite podcast, Two Broke Twimbos. Every week, we are doing our best to make sure we deliver the podcast hot, fresh, delicious into your podcast app so you can enjoy it. Today, we are in person. We are in my home. So, you know, feel we should be aiming for an even more impactful episode.
Impactful.
How's life? How's things going?
You know what, Dan? I'm starting to speak positivity. Things are going good. You know, things will always be better, but the betterness will come. I just got to stay focused, keep my head down, keep grinding every day. Just, 1% better than the last. You know what I'm saying? That's all we're doing. That's what we're trying to do right now. It's what we're trying to do.
Frankly, it's all about focus. It's all about what you choose to focus on, because there'll always be bad things happening, but you got to focus on the good things happening.
Exactly. Positive outlook. Because, I was stressing today. I don't like that. I was stressing. There's a lot of things happening. And then at the 11th hour, things came right. And I just said, thank you, God. Good looking now. Came through for me when I needed it most. And he came through with a bonus. Like, even what I was expecting, plus more. You know what I mean?
Phil, let's discuss. I'm sure you're talking monetarily.
It wasn't a massive amount. But
I need a new laptop.
It's like that phrase from Mike. Put me to the test and see if I don't what? Open the floodgates of the heavens upon you.
Yeah, look, again, I view this as an opportunity, not a setback. But last week, my laptop died. My MacBook that I'd been complaining about regularly. It's literally the last Intel MacBook before they released the silicon versions. So, I thought it had a couple of years in it. It's gone. It's gone. So, this is an opportunity. Now that you have been blessed, we can discuss how we can.
I don't think you understand how big this. Like, you think this blessing is orders of magnitude bigger than what.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the sake of the podcast,
but yeah, we'll make a plan, Dan. We'll make a plan, because what? Yeah. God and the listeners provide. Just don't use the PayPal. I think just send it to Dan direct. That's what I've started telling people to do. Because also now I'm stressed about your gambling money coming in. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? So now I'm just like,
oh snap! I need to pay. Oh my bad. Oh whoa, yo,
what?
No, I forgot. Like, I said, by the end of September we're going to close submissions, right? So because to try and make it fair, or at least not close it, but at least make it a voting system. Yeah. Sorry guys, we had a couple of submissions. Our FPL, which is not gambling, by the way, it's a fun game. We are not betting. We're simply playing money game, FPL.
Toramare United.
Yeah. So if you're keen on joining the FPL, please just hit us up in the Patreon group. If you don't want to do the Patreon group, you can also just hit us up via the DMs. It's a young $50 buy-in. The winner gets 50% of the entire pot. The number 2 gets 30%. Number 3 gets 20%. All of this less admin costs,
which are substantial.
Not at all. It's purely a platform and bank costs. That's all. But if we receive a lot of entries, then there might be a need for admin costs. Anyway, if everyone is ready to have a good time, let us not dilly dally.
Let's not dilly dally, Dan.
Are you all
good to go?
Are you all
good to go? Sound a big thing, them. Get mad now. Hey. What I do? Let me hear a drum play.
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of your favorite podcast. This is Two Bro Twimbos. My name's Danny That Guy, aka Danos the Mad Titan, aka Denford Wegumaraini, aka Denimbi My Life Your Entertainment, aka y'all guys in America. Y'all doing all right? Y'all doing okay? You need a hug or something? No, they need a hug. Things are not okay.
Where we got?
Things are not okay in America.
Don't act like you. I was Zanu. This is big Zanu. This is big Zanu.
What do you mean? I'm talking about people in America.
A big Zanu. That's right. Is here with the one and only, the unsilenceable, the unquestionable, the undetectable, the you will not stop my voice, the Bill Phil Chat, aka Flame Floss, the big boss baby, aka Pizza P, aka Section Glovo, aka Filthy Phil, aka Phil on Mask. And of course, Shabri Tingle Drink. Hi guys, how are you? Guys, we love you. You know, we love you. We are really trying to make this podcast work. So please support us.
Yeah. TwoBrokeTumbos.com/donate. That's the way to do it.
But I'm tired of bumping into people and they're always like, yo, love the podcast. And I'm like, I don't know your name. So if I don't know your name, you're not paying. I know every single patron. Oh, which reminds me, I need to check in. There's one patron. There's someone that signed up for the Patreon. In fact, yes, there's someone that signed up for the Patreon. I don't think I sent them a welcome email. If you recently submitted or signed up for the Patreon and you didn't...
Are you still doing it manually, Philip?
How else will I do it?
In this day and age of automated tools, we just create a pipeline, sign up from the Patreon, welcome email,
there is
automatically send the WhatsApp group link.
What's up with your pets and just like...
They're very affectionate, though. When they live in a home where they are loved...
Why do they keep licking my toes? That's what I'm trying to understand.
They feel safe.
It feels like this is like only pause or something. Like I feel like I'm on only pause right now.
They feel safe. They are loved. They are happy to see guests. And they want to get affectionate, Phil. Don't be allergic to affection. Don't be a typical African man.
I know your dogs.
Allow your feet to be licked.
I have PTSD from your last dog and its affection and the damage it caused.
That was Phil. That's the problem is we are just allergic to affection. That's the problem, you know. Anyway, let's celebrate some Zimbabweans and Africans. Well, we've got a ton of Zimbabweans, so it'll pretty much be just Zimbabweans today. Let's celebrate some Zimbabweans doing big things. Now, if you're relatively new to the podcast, we do encourage you. We've got close to 400 and something. What are we on now? How many episodes do we have?
Yeah, like 416, 418.
Yeah, like close.
We should know. Like it took us like 17 tries to upload the last week's episode. That was so annoying.
I don't know. Something's going on with that. Maybe they're looking at like, bruh, these guys have too much.
No. I think we are really rinsing that CDN, bruh. That CD. They're like, yo, we thought y'all were going to do like 50, 60 episodes at most. Y'all are doing 400, 3-hour episodes. Nah,
like, how much are we charging them again? Anyway, yeah. So, if you're only just joining the podcast now, we encourage you like go back a few episodes. You don't have to go to like episode 1 unless you really want to, but like go back like 10 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Catch up, get a little bit of context because sometimes we like to refer to things that happened in the past. But yeah, if you are wondering why we like to start the show with celebrating Zimbabweans doing big things, and after 400 episodes, you know, we ran out of Zimbabweans to celebrate. So we said Africans doing big things. We like to start the show with something positive. And the reason for this is very often we find ourselves discussing mess, but we want this to be a positive experience. We want to be push and pee on this podcast. So if we start the podcast by celebrating positivity, it can only be uphill from there, we hope. So today, Phil, we had the privilege of watching the World Athletics Championships happening in Tokyo as we speak.
Tokyo.
Very exciting. I was very shocked to see that the stadium was full. I was like, what? This many people go on a random weekday in the middle of the day to watch athletics? It was packed. And they were all there to watch the Zimbabwean sprinters. That was their main goal being there.
They were like, Pamberechi,
Makanaka Ishe Charamba and Tapiwa Nashe Makarau, representing Zimbabwe in the sprint categories, 100 meters and 200 meters respectively. Well, I think they both did 200 meters actually. And they did great. They did great, Phil. There were 2 semifinals to go through, each with 8 runners. The first semifinal, Makanaka Ishe Charamba ran. He came 4th, I believe.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Dan Fadzari Mutengi.
Oh, did they post?
You are giggling, smiling ear to ear. Look at him.
Anyway. What was I saying? Yes. There were two semifinals. I managed to watch the replay of one and I watched the other one live. It's because it took me a while to find the completely legal link that is available for people in Zimbabwe to watch the World Athletics Championships. Anyway, the point is, Makanaka Ishe Charamba ran a respectable time. In fact, let me pull up the times because I thought they are worth mentioning. You see, this link is not working. There we go. This is. Do you know what? I don't know what Gemini has been doing, Phil. It's giving me the wrong links.
Okay, that's why I use Perplexity.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Is that why you use Perplexity? Okay. Let me start with the Charamba's results. So the first, like I was saying, the first leg of the semifinals, it was Charamba in the. He got, let me pull it up from worldathletics.org. He did it in 20.13 seconds. Excellent time in that particular run. 20.13 seconds is actually great. Good stuff.
Very fast. What could you do?
I feel I'm looking at the wrong site here. You know what? Forget about the times. The times don't matter. Mm-hmm. Scratch that. 20.13 seconds is not important. That's from a different run that he did. Long story short is he had a great showing. However, he fell just outside the final 8 that were needed to enter the final. However, the one who did make it into the final 8 raced against Noah Lyles and Letsile Tebogo.
Oh, by the way, is Gout in these?
Oh, Tebogo was actually the first heat against Charamba.
Is Gout running in this?
I did not look out
for Gout.
That name sounds familiar.
Gout is that Australian? I think he's a child of Senegalese immigrants that has been burning people recently because he's the youth. He's very young.
The one who burnt people was Noah Lyles. He literally hit the fastest ever run time for a semi-final. For 200 meters.
He's coming back strong after the 100-meter loss.
There was so much gap between him and number 2. I was just like, yo, can you chill? But it was very tightly contested because there were 4 runners that were sub 20 seconds, including Makarau, who came in just under 20 seconds as well for the 200 meters. So he's made it through to the finals that we are going to be watching. And shout out to him. But Gout came fourth, by the way.
Yeah.
20.36. He didn't make it to the finals, but he will try it. Okay, so huge shout out to Makarau making it to the finals. We'll be paying close attention and well tried to Charamba, who just went slightly above 20 seconds and didn't quite qualify in the final 8. Also coming from the World Athletics Championships, we had Zimbabwe's marathon runner.
Big Isaac, are you talking about Big Isaac?
Big Isaac.
That's my dude right there. That's my G right there.
His name is Isaac Mpofu. He came 10th, securing a top 10 finish and against the world's best. Representing.
I think you after this, you deserve a farm. Why would you run for 2 hours? Like running for 2 hours. Like you're not chased by a dog. You're not being chased by the Msangano or nothing. Just running. That's a span.
So huge shout out to the Zimbabwean representatives at the World Athletics Championships that were.
Wait, you have jumping. Tendai Zimuto did the marathon, finished in 61st place.
Oh,
and then Vimbai Mashorewa competed in the women's 400, but did not advance past the heats. But she was there, So we also.
I mean, I was kind of celebrating the ones that did it big versus the ones that just did it. But there's room to celebrate everyone.
As a Zimbabwean with that green bomb, Tokyo, it's an achievement in itself.
While we're talking about the World Athletics Championships, worth mentioning another African from Botswana, Busang Kolen Kebinatsipi, who scored a national record, coming first in his World 400 meters. He was a World 400 meter champion. There's quite a few Botswana representatives out there. So, look, shout out to the Africans representing at the World Athletics Championships. I was about to say, I've never really watched athletics. It's not really something that is on my calendar. But I mean, I was kind of cool. I was like, yo, this is dope. This is how, I was caught up in the hype and everything. So, shout ups. Let's do a hard pivot away from sports and move into music. This past week, we saw UK-based Zimbabwean rapper DC3 just all over. He was just doing big things. Not only was he was featured on Billboard Africa, he put out a Colors set, and then he put out an On the Radar set. All in the same week. His publicist is working. A well-orchestrated campaign. Would you like to hear some of it, Phil?
Sure. Let's go.
Okay, let's start with his color set, right? I have it here. Give me one sec as I load it. This is DC3 on Colors.
I'm so sick of this place. So hard when they start to pour, cause I bleed, but before it was hate, but I'm still in the state. Is this for the passion or follows? Can money replace my pain? Man, I can't stand the rain. I've been in it so long, when the sun hits, I ain't feeling the same. Free, are you okay? It's barely asked to the most. They assume course C's doing great when changing my lanes. I convince most guys, but I give them my fuel. But this type of greed came straight from above, and I can't be played with no fakes for the real ones me to create. Still saying this humbly. Lucy thought he could tumble me till I transform no bumblebee. What do I gain? Me paying back pain with pain like Christ. I should play the same, but I can't maintain. Pumping my love, I can maintain. Sin got me stuck in the same mix, finding an answer. Wait to get out of this mess. Through him on the way, then same mates. Charging mouth when I'm on fame, monsters smiles when I'm on say scenes that I hate fame. Till I gotta go hard.
UK Rap Daily says DC3 has gone from TikTok to Colors in a year. Definition of self-made. Then UK Rap Daily continued to say, and now he's gone on and done, to do On the Radar.
Try, but man, I'm still doing it. The world and the faith, putting two in it. Some Christians suing it. Lucy trying to put glue in it. Searching for ways you can spread the assumptions. Cobble aside, fully live where I come from. On the maps where I'm putting Northampton. They heard the accent, so they assume black boy that rats, he must come from London. I reply like, no, my dog. What I let they know, my dog. That's a course, and I'm gonna blow like a rocket. So on this, it's time that we go into Mars. Got a grenade for ya, I ain't trying to finesse me. Shine like a torch to Mars. The world saying that I'm one of the stars. That's pride, one hand to my head like, oh my days. Oh my days. It better be your face, can't take your place. Trying to give glory.
Look, Phil, you're the one who pays attention to the grime scene.
Yeah, blood. No, I've actually fallen a bit behind recently. Fallen behind, but yeah, I like his style.
So he posted his Billboard Africa feature and said Zimbabweans are pushing to Zim flag. So that's how he came across my radar. So shout out to you, DC3. And then Phil, you also shared with us a. Did you delete it?
Delete what?
Didn't you share the story of Dylan Woodhouse?
Oh, is it not there? Well, yeah, I can give it that. Well, Dylan Woodhouse, a Zimbabwe musician,
is
finds itself in the global film spotlight and is home with searches for fresh narratives beyond recycled franchises and have extended digital property. Zimbabwe-born producer Dylan Woodhouse believes the country is ready to step forward as a source of world-class stories. That's the preamble from his article in Zimbuzz. Tell us more, Dan.
This is your story. Okay, long story short, Dylan Woodhouse doing his thing out in Hollywood, Zimbabwean, who's working as a producer in LA, and he's building a little bit of a buzz for himself. So huge shout out to Dylan Woodhouse. Nice side note, we've recruited him at ZFM Stereo. You'll be hearing some entertainment updates.
Are you paying for this ad time?
Phil, Chinchangwich, advertiser. Follow my wife for skits on the Instagram and the TikTok.
Yeah, I saw it. Her last kid actually killed me. That was hilarious. Your wife and her sister need to be kept apart.
That honestly, yeah, no.
But also, I was actually wanted to comment and be spicy. I was like, they left at a crucial point. No one brought out the bowl of water.
Oh yeah. Valid point. They were eating those Lego sadza and Lego soup without water, without washing their hands.
That teddy bear was uncatered to.
Yeah.
So Taz and TJ, if you listen to this, step your games up.
Just a quick aside, right? So my wife has had a couple of trending videos, and it has really taught me that people online are not good people. They are really people are terrible.
The DMs on fire.
DMs are bad. There's people shooting shots in their most nastiest way. But the comments. So she put out a video. She was like, hey, I came across a Chinese shop in Harare. I went shopping there. I don't know if you saw that video.
Oh, on TikTok. I saw it on TikTok. Hey, accent GG.
Yeah, it had like 100K views and whatever. And so first of all, people are attacking her accent, which, that's vile on its own. But like Zimbabwe, someone started a discourse on the timeline when they said that, you know what? If more people were attracted to Zimbabwe and moved here, Zimbabweans would be even worse when it comes to xenophobia. And it started a discourse online. Now, I don't necessarily agree, but part of me was like, Zimbabweans don't like certain ethnicities. Chinese, they are not loved here. People were saying some really nasty stuff in there. And I was like,
I would say
it's like, are you aware this is a public profile? We can see your name, bro. Yeah.
Some things are based in reason. It's kind of like, yeah, the comparisons are going to stretch. It's not like a lot of Chinese people, and I'm speaking very anecdotally, but I've lived around a couple of Chinese people, especially in Zimbabwe. You remember, my old complex was pretty much like half Chinese, half Zimbabweans.
This is about to be the worst thing we've ever heard on this podcast. Let's hear, Phil.
They don't tend to ingratiate themselves into Zimbabwean culture. They don't tend to treat Zimbabwean people well. They don't tend to respect the Zimbabwean ecosystem, especially if they're in the extraction industries. I think, what's it called? ZERA. ZEPA. What's the Environmental Protection Agency? It's EMA, sorry, yeah. I think they
Environmental Management Agency.
They would share some scary statistics as well. Granted, I would not say that they are the only ethnicity doing so, but I would say that from what I've heard, especially people that work for them in industrial settings, they're not very good at treating the African man with respect.
So at the risk of taking this podcast down a potentially dangerous direction, look, I think the danger comes with the they, them. Because
yes,
what you're saying is not necessarily untrue.
But that's why I said anecdotal, because I don't want, and I think we're on the same track, is you can take your experience with one person or a very small group of people and then apply it to the whole race, which is prejudice.
And that's wrong, right?
That's wrong, yeah.
So yes, there are some Chinese people who act a certain way, and there's some people who have not ingratiated themselves. But I've interacted with some nice Chinese people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've had great conversations. We've spoken about culture and whatever. And so, it's always a some situation. So anyway, my point is, when I was watching that discourse.
Yo, what is going on with your Wi-Fi?
What's wrong?
I'm getting 200.
I'm telling you, Phil, that router is a fire router.
So you're telling me these guys are hard throttling through the route?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm unboxing one of my routers when I get home. What?
I'm telling you. It feels like sometimes they're like, why is there so much movement happening at that house? Just reduce me, Chan. Because sometimes it feels like they turn it off at the source. But I've been getting great speeds here.
What?
Anyway.
This is insane.
When I spoke about it on the podcast earlier, I think you didn't really clock it when I was saying like, yo.
No, I clocked it, but I was like, I didn't realize it was.
I was literally in incredible connection for, I think I was there for 45 minutes researching the various options. And the salesperson was so frustrated. He was like, dude, I'm telling you, this is the best on the market. It's literally just got released. It shipped to our stores last week. I was like, wait, I don't like TP-Link. Hold on. And then I was like, there was an Asus, there was a one. I was all top range items. And so I went with this TP-Link one. And I must say, the experience has been great. The experience has been great.
Okay. All right.
It's a far cry from what my situation was before. Anyway, let's keep the show going. Let's follow up on something that we spoke about last week, Phil. You will recall, of course, that last week we had a pretty long conversation about the situation happening in America and the fallout that has happened post Charlie Kirk. When I was listening back to the episode, I thought, you know what? I think we had a good discussion, and as usual, I like to think that on this podcast, we like to bring we joke about stuff and whatever, but we like to bring a certain level of common sense discourse to any topics. We're not trying to push any agenda. Of course, we have our own beliefs and our own belief systems, but in general, the idea is just to have a common sense conversation. I don't know if it's just me, and I think it's because I need to reset my algorithm, but it seems like the world has been insane for the last week.
I think that the algorithm is also designed to do that. I'm starting to see it more and more, and that's why I'm less and less on Twitter in particular.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they keep amplifying rhetoric, like the extreme rhetoric from both sides. And I'm like, all they want is to foment discord and chaos to allow them to do what else is going on. Because
doom scrolling by like times 1,000.
Because recently, you know, that poem is really, like, especially today, I just found myself reciting. I was like, yo, this is actually happening. You know, like, first they came for the brown people, and I said nothing. Then they came for the people who had dodgy green cards, and I said nothing. Then they came for the ready blasé comedians, and I said nothing. It's happening in real time. Like, we're living through history, Dan. Like, we're going to be in a textbook.
So I want to take it even. I'm going to take it even further than what you're saying, right? Which is like I had last week. There's something that I mentioned when I was talking about the idea of it not being possible to bring up conversations because number one, there's agendas, and number two, there's camps that have been built. A lot of it was on social media, but it also happens in the real world too, right? So the example that I gave, if you remember, it was about immigration. So if someone asks a question or thinks about, in good faith, immigration, they're immediately branded, you're a xenophobe, or you're a fascist, or you're whatever, right? So there's no room to have a normal conversation that, hey, this is the information that I've come across in my world, and this is what it's shaped my opinion to be. And then someone says, well, here's some information you might not have come across, or some opinions that you may not have thought of, and like, oh, snap, new information. Good faith conversations. Even if someone says, yeah, new information I've taken in, but I still don't agree. I feel like that sort of healthy opportunity to express thoughts and opinions, even from a place of ignorance, doesn't exist. And I sort of mentioned that last week. So I had some conversations over the past week, just out of curiosity, how people felt and whatever. There's some people that clearly had no idea who Charlie Kirk was. All they knew is the news showed me this guy who got shot. The clips that I saw was of him talking about how family is important, you must love God, whatever. So when I came across this information and I saw this, to me, how can you celebrate this person's death? And they're like, okay, wait, maybe there's some information you haven't come across. Have you considered this and this and this? Some of them have thought, okay, I didn't know he was that kind of person, damn. And others have thought, yeah, even with that information, I still think it's wrong to celebrate someone's death. And I think I feel like that's healthy, normal conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen online is any kind of opinion, one way or the other, is immediately, well, aren't you aware that he hates black women? If you think that it's wrong to shoot him, then it means you also hate black women. And like, whoa, like we haven't, like, come on, bro. Like, is it not normal for someone to say, like, yeah, don't shoot anyone? I feel like, come on, that's like a normal. And if you feel, I understand why you feel that way, but in my opinion, I think this because of this. And it's like two normal people having a rational conversation, explaining their points of view and agreeing or disagreeing respectfully. Mm-hmm. I feel like, again, from a jokes perspective and from a general trolling perspective, that's a whole other conversation, right? But I really do feel, and the thing is, most of the time, I feel like I agree with mostly what a lot of, air quotes, the left says. Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that, we are going 100 Ks per hour in in separate directions. It just seems so insane to me. On the flip side, last week we also spoke about how, like, you can completely understand why someone would not mourn Charlie Kirk's death. Completely understand, given the rhetoric that he pushed and things that he said. I also completely understand why someone refuses to celebrate his death. In fact, they feel sad about it, even though they completely disagree with what he says. I would like to believe that if we are really looking from a place of humanity, then even if you look at him as a person who pushed harmful narratives, I would like to believe that most humans would feel some kind of twinge from seeing such a violent death.
Mm.
Even if he was, that harmful person that you say he was. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I really have been thinking about that since last week's episode, and I listened back to our episode, and I was just having the conversations I was having with people this week. Anyway, we've had some updates since last week. First of all, the prosecutors allegedly released the text messages of the alleged killer.
Mm.
And we were discussing this in our Patreon group, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
No, now, those seem very legitimate, Dan. Okay? I don't understand. Like, all I'm saying is, I just found it peculiar that evidence in an ongoing case was released to the public before we've even gone to trial. Doesn't that sound a lot like sullying the jury pool? I don't know.
This 22-year-old alleged killer who they've discovered, where there's now this huge fight about which side is he on, etc., etc.
Well, he's on the criminality side if he shot someone. I don't understand.
Is he on the left or is he on the right? And this is what the big fight is about, right?
Yeah. These gang wars are getting out of control. These gang wars are getting out of control.
The story is that he sent a message saying, "Good day to you, sir. My name is Tyler, and today I shall be committing..."
My social security number is I reside at 35 Pillow Lane.
The weapon that I shall use is this. Please note the serial number that I shall put below. Find a screenshot attached of which weapon I shall be using.
I purchased the rounds at Walmart on this date.
Like, come on, bro. Anyway, I refuse to get drawn into more American politics.
But I said it from Kudara. I was like, guys, you need to figure out tinfoil. I don't know what you... And people were like, nah, Phil. I was like, and every passing week, everyone's like, you know what, actually, Phil, I think we're joining your side. I was like, guys, I've seen this too many times. I've read too many books on this type of thing. I know what's going on here.
The fallout has continued because Jimmy Kimmel had a segment about this on his show. The segment was literally...
Well, the buzzwords. These are the buzzwords that are going to pop up in the algorithm, and then they're going to be on us. There's going to be a spike in listeners this week. And the next thing...
I won't lie, Phil. The CIA that are currently listening, hi, how are y'all doing? Hello, Mr. FBI man. Say hello to Mr. Cash.
Hello, Mr. Patel. How are you? Hey. Hopefully you hear this before you might embark on a new venture in your career.
Say hi to Jeff there. My point is, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I was going to say, then Jimmy Kimmel did a whole bit about, literally his bit was, many people have responded differently to this whole Charlie Kirk shooting situation. For example, Donald Trump. Then he played a clip of Donald Trump who was told, condolences about your friend being shot. How are you holding up? And he's like, yeah, I'm all good. Anyway, have you guys seen this building that's being built over here? The White House building, the ballroom. And they were like, it's so obviously ridiculous. I'm not the biggest fan of Jimmy Kimmel, but like, come on, bro. Anyway, where I really would like to take the conversation, Phil, is I went down a rabbit hole. And I would like to this is about to be a relatively nerdy discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So, someone explained that you kind of have to understand a subculture that exists on the internet. There's been names that have been thrown around like Groiper and whatever and all of that, right? There's certain subcultures that exist on the internet, and you have to think of young, especially men, but doesn't exclusively belong to men, many of them white, global, but a lot of them in America, who are chronically online, perpetually online.
Mm-hmm.
They spend their time...
That's their community.
In relatively mild spaces. It could be Reddit, in some more severe 4chan, or even some message boards that are not widely known. They literally spend dozens, I'm talking over 12 to 18 hours per day. That's their entire day interacting on these various messaging boards. A lot of them are going through depression. They feel abandoned by the world. Life sucks for them. And what many of them have sort of, there's a term that was used that a lot of these guys are referred to as accelerationists. The space that they're in, the mental space that they're in is, it's hopeless for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is hopeless. Life sucks. Everything is hopeless.
And these are not to be confused with the tech accelerationists who are like the Elon Musk of the world, who are like, it's hopeless for the world, we're going to Mars. These guys are like, it's hopeless for the world, we're nihilistic, everything must burn.
Exactly. There's a certain level of nihilism. Everything must burn. We may as well laugh at everything along the way. These are the guys who, if ever you find yourself in an unregulated pirate stream, or you find yourself in an unregulated part of the internet, and you'll find the comment section where they're saying the nastiest things that they possibly can. The entire goal is, technically they're racist, but it's not even really about the racism. It's about trying to make as many people as angry as possible because it's funny. May as well get some laughs while everything falls apart. Mm-hmm. And they have discovered each other and built these communities and are constantly trying to one-up each other on doing things for the lulz. For the lulz is a phrase that existed for years, but they're trying to showcase to the community, like, look what I did. I made people upset with this thing. Or look how I made people upset. They genuinely believe that everything is pointless and hopeless.
Maybe they'd say something like, see that bulge? Ooh.
Now, this group of people, often identify themselves with certain styles of memes and ish posts. And Pepe the Frog type of meme is very popular in this space.
Oh yeah, this one with Pepe the Frog squatting is the subculture that this one may belong to.
So I mean, I'm less interested about him specifically, but just in the general subculture of the internet. Now, for most adults, including myself, if you're outside this subculture, it's so difficult to truly understand the nuances. It's really, truly difficult. Worse off if you're, I don't know, a suburban white person who's never really spent that much time on the internet. You completely ascribe motives and understand the world in a completely different way to how some of these people who have been chronically online look at the world. Look, I was online a lot, like 2010 to 2012 when we were on Twitter a lot. But even I can't hold a candle to the way that these people have perceived and observed the world. I found this so fascinating. And this subculture is continually growing. And they find their own heroes, probably someone you've never even heard of. Some of them find general acclaim, like what's his name? The leader of the air quotes Groypers and whatever.
Oh no, Fuentes.
And like some of them get like some level of mainstream coverage, but a lot of them are not known in public. They're just known in these subcultures. And I think it's just such a warning. If you have kids or you have young cousins or young brothers, man, like you almost have to force people to go outside. Like your world can't be these forums. The world is digital now. Most people are going to be on the internet anyway. But if your entire world is the internet, it's so dangerous. That's not everyone. Of course, some people enjoy time on the internet doing other things. I don't know, Roblox or something. And while it may make your brain mush, they may not necessarily be as harmful as some of these like very nihilistic accelerationists. But that rabbit hole I went down, and I haven't really fully unpacked all the nuances. It would get super nerdy, and I also don't even fully understand it myself. But I was so fascinated by the concept. And it's something that I've sort of understood, but to hear someone describe it and put a name to it felt so fascinating. If you're super interested, just try and Google like accelerationist subculture or something. I don't know, maybe you might find some videos and some explanations about it. But so many young people, especially like aged teenagers to early 20s who are chronically online, find themselves in these absolutely depressing, nasty, like their whole goal. Their goal is, we are doomed. Let's just laugh at everything along the way. Nothing matters. You get arrested, it's just the same as if you're not arrested. We're all dying anyway. Life is pointless. But look, I made everyone laugh.
But I think also one of the things that we don't want to overlook, or I don't want to overlook, that we need to highlight is it's because late stage capitalism has left these people with no prospects. And the reason why I think this is incredibly pertinent for our audience and the Zimbabwean audience is things are just as dire, if not worse, for the Zimbabwean youth. And we have seen certain individuals, I'm not going to mention his name, but you know who I'm talking about, who have been pushing this misogynistic, nihilist rhetoric that is very emblematic of what these guys were talking, gain popularity and prominence in Zimbabwe. And it resonates with these men because they too are hopeless and frustrated and without options and struggling to find identity. I mean, so it's something that I think we should all be aware of. We should all be cognizant of. Obviously, we can't fix societal ills. Like the bigger issues at play, like the lack of employment, the lack of resources, the lack of opportunity. We can't really address that, but we can at least address someone's outlook. And I think that is really, really important. And Dan and I were joking about it at the beginning of the show, but we actually were serious. It's gotten to a point where, like, even we would, like, whenever we'd catch up for the podcast, where we talk, it's always just like, hey, I'm stressed, I'm tired, like things are tough, things are rough. And I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people of the same thing, that just like, hey, it's been a rough year, you know what I mean? And it has been a rough year, but you have to figure out or cling to some form of hope. Otherwise, you too shall sink into the hole of nihilism. And I've been there before, that's kind of why we started the Mental Wellness Mondays. It's like, it's a very dark place and it's very difficult. At least I had the resources in the community to help me out and help me through and help me figure things out. I can't imagine what it's like to people who don't have that support structure, who don't even understand what to do. And every day just seems like repetition of the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, us complaining isn't like, it may be a small microcosm of this problem. The idea is, picture it this way, all right? 14, 15-year-old young boy, he's going through puberty probably. He's feeling a little bit awkward in the world. Maybe he doesn't have athletic looks or abilities, and maybe in air quotes the real world, he feels somewhat overlooked. It might start off as that, right? But this person now gets onto Reddit or 4chan or whatever and spends a lot of time in these message boards, and it sort of creates this echo chamber where they're discussing conspiracy theories, or they're talking about, and you sort of build this community in there. You can't wait to get back home from school because that's where you actually meet your real friends, air quotes. Meanwhile, you don't know who it is that you're actually speaking to. They all have edgy humor and memes, and the goal is trolling, and they talk about things happening in the world, and they give all kinds of explanations without full context, and context is lost and nuance is lost, and clearly, the Illuminati of the world are doing this or whatever. And it's good to be part of a community. It's good to feel like people, maybe not even their real names. All you know is their online scream name. So now you're in this space where you're just constantly amplifying this echo chamber of the same conversations over and over, and every news item, everything proves what you've always known. Mm-hmm. Everything. And what it starts creating in you is this feeling of nihilism, and this feeling of, everything's pointless. Everything's pointless.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's like an ironic poisoning. It's like a little, everything's jokes and memes, and it doesn't matter anyway. And then from there, it's a short jump to, since things don't matter anyway, why don't we add a little bit of fuel to the fire? And that's the whole term of accelerationism.
Yeah.
So now you're sort of encouraging each other that, okay, just go into that Facebook group of moms and just post in there something about dead babies. Ha 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 ha. It's like it starts with little things like that, and then now you're go into that community there where there's black people and just post something racist. Ha 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 ha. Did you see how they got so outraged? That was so funny, lol. What's the next thing we can do? And it's such a short jump from online accelerationism to like literal real world, do things in the world that will actually make people suffer or whatever. And it's just like, see what I did? And you're like almost looking for that validation from your community that you feel that you've built online. It's so dangerous, man. And I feel like more and more young men especially are getting caught up in that. And then some of them go the direction, like Phil already intimated, of like the whole red pill. In fact, there's the concept of black pilling.
Yeah.
Which is like even more advanced than red pill. That's like full on nihilism levels. So if you have kids or if you have young family members, it's peak scary hours over there.
Yeah. This is why I say Zima internet. The moment you get home, just Zima. The way our parents used to Zima the TV, just Zima internet.
Go play outside. What, Mom? It's raining. Go play outside. It's raining.
Anyway, play outside. We've got Sulfalin and Benylin. You'll be fine.
Anyway, let's move on from this story. Do you think Jimmy Kimmel will come back?
Whenever they say indefinitely. Indefinitely just means bye-bye, I'm done.
There's all kinds of tin foil hat conspiracy stories there, but whatever. Let's move on.
Like what? Wait, as long as it's not going to be too spicy. Actually, I'm
not really. And I also don't fully, again, I'm really not paying as much attention to American politics as I used to in the past, which I'm kind of grateful for. But I believe there's all kinds of huge mergers that are sort of in the pipeline.
Yes, that's not even a tinfoil. That's actually factual. Sinclair is trying to merge. So yeah.
But so low key, there's I forgot what is it. Is he the chairman of the FCC or something like that? Who's come out and he's also condemned people who are saying bad things about Charlie Kirk. So now the talk is about them looking to try and curry favor with him. And then it went all the way up to Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, who allegedly made the decision that, listen, man, this is more trouble than it's worth. Just take him off. And then now there are conversations about these are the CEOs of multi-billion-dollar corporations that are trying to calculate. So they're literally, it's not really even about what's right and what's wrong. You're trying to calculate what will cost more versus what will bring more profit, right? So that's a decision you make. And like, okay, this is the Trump administration. What are they likely to do? How's that going to affect our plans and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so do this and do that. On the flip side, I don't know if you saw the announcement from Jerry of Ben and Jerry's.
I'm sure, knowing them, I went to the factory. I've met them. They're very leftist. Let's see what they said.
Well, so Jerry has stepped down.
Oh, wow.
I believe Ben and Jerry's sold a majority stake to Unilever. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that, right?
They did do
so
that
then they felt like there was some level of pressure because they've always been like super pro-Palestine and super like, and then now they were feeling like some pressure and Jerry was like, screw this, I'm resigning. So Ben posted his statement. So I was like, wait, this feels weird. I didn't even read the full statement. I was just like, there's just America is going through a lot.
Let me ask my good friend to summarize this. Of Ben and Jerry for the podcast. Let's see if it gets us right, Dan. Let's see if it gets us right. Also, just a heads up, if you guys would like us to run ads, because like how they run ads with like Lewis Hamilton, we could do the same thing for the show.
If who would like to run ads?
These guys. I'm not mentioning their name. Have you not seen the ads that Lewis Hamilton does every race? You'll be like, yo, ask how many laps in this race?
Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, and you don't want to mention them.
Yeah, I'm not
Phil, a single mention is not advertising. You really need to just a single mention is just content. But anyway, yeah.
It's taking a while. It's not a good sign. This is not a good sign. It's taking a while.
Anyway, let's keep it moving. Mm-hmm. This is really not a main talking point. I don't know why it's in the main talking points, but there is something that I wanted to speak about. We spoke about it a little bit in the group, and I sort of put it aside because I thought like this is why we have a podcast. There is a British mother, Phil.
On TikTok.
Yes, her name is Nat. Full name Natalie Firk.
Why are we discussing this? Okay, but
I'll tell you why. Because I found it such a fascinating discussion, and because we spoke about it in the Patreon group. Long story short, she's British. She married a Zimbabwean, a white Zimbabwean, and they moved from the UK to Zim. So she put out a TikTok. The title of the TikTok was like, "Why I moved to Zimbabwe from the UK."
She's great in popularity because. Anyway, finish the story. Then I also bring in my.
So I'm just giving a super overview, right? Again, I didn't really follow her until I saw this viral TikTok, and then I still don't follow her, but I came across this TikTok. Maybe it's worth playing on the spot. Nah, whatever. You guys can look for it if you want. Long story short, in this TikTok, the theme of the TikTok is why I moved from the UK to Zimbabwe, and then she tells a story of how quality of life in Zim has improved. They live in a nice house. Their kids get to go play outside. The weather's nicer. They were so busy working in the UK, but now they actually have time to spend with the family, blah, 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 right? And for some reason, this like resonated with a lot of people. It was all over the UK media, and then it moved to the Zim media. It was all over like Zim blogs and whatever. So this like was a big thing across both media. And it obviously led to a discussion about, is Zim really a better quality of life place to live than the UK? Which is wild because everyone in Zim is trying to move to the UK. Yeah, so that's...
I wouldn't. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, so I thought the nuances of that discussion was a good place for us to discuss on this podcast. So anyway, tell me what you were about to say.
I was going to say a lot of things. So yes, I did see it. Firstly, when you said UK media picked it up, I can tell you why. Because they're like, aha, you see, this is why we went there the first time. So they've always recognized quality of life was always better here. That's what they tried to do 100 years ago, and it's succeeded. The other thing is, yes, quality of life in Zim is better. It's part of the reason why I moved back to Zim. I know a lot of people that have moved back to Zim. But one mistake I made is quality of life in Zim only matters kana une mari. If you are working class, stay where you are. Okay? If you don't have passive income, if you don't have a house, if you don't have investments that you can afford to just come home, do nothing, and you'll still maintain somewhat of a quality of life. If you don't have to work a 9 to 5 to like make the ends meet, if you don't have substantial savings, no. Zim is not better quality of life because the gap between the middle class and the upper class is so big. It's very difficult to go from that in Zimbabwe. However, you can go from middle class British, which from everything this woman has said, it seems like they were They were middle-class British, came back to Zimbabwe, immediately into the 1%.
Mm.
And now they're able to live a comfortable life. Yes, if that's where you're at in life, perfect. Africa is perfect. It's the same reason why Cape Town has so many digital nomads. It's the same thing. People go from struggling middle class in the first world to very comfortable in the third world, even in a city as expensive as Cape Town, because that's the difference in quality of life.
So I think there's so many caveats to every statement, and it, just like everything else, is nuance, right? But I think in this space especially. So if you are obscenely wealthy, obviously quality of life in Zim is probably not as good as quality of life in the UK. Because if you can have, in the UK, you have more access to different things. If you are anywhere from poor to lower class, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And we don't have social welfare here. We don't have a lot of various things that are at least basic necessities for people who don't have any means. If you are middle class and there's certain levels, right? So with the example of these people right here, so apparently he had a job. She was running a bakery business. She says she was working 18 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So they were not poor. They were like middle class, but they were really struggling in terms of time and work and whatever. Yes, in that situation, if you move to Zim, let's say you've saved up £100,000 or something, you're not rich, but move with that money to Zim. And the thing is that their story is they live in his mom's house.
That's the other thing. That's what I say. Because you got assets, now you got a home to come home to.
So you've got a home. You had a little bit of money when you moved, so you were able to set up the solar and the gas geyser and the borehole, and you were able to make sure that you get your car right and whatever. So she started a business here. I don't know what she's doing, like beauty treatments or whatever. And she apparently gets a couple of clients and whatever. I don't know what he does. I guess it's a family business or whatever. The point is they were able to set themselves up and move from a relative, like a middle class in the UK. And now they live in a nice part of town. Their family goes to nice schools. They have a lot of time on their hands. They get to play in the sun with a large yard and probably have pets. And of course, that's a huge improvement in quality of life. If you were 22 years old and you were thinking you're a digital nomad and you got yourself a remote job and you're working for a company in America and you're earning $2,000 a month, you can probably live a pretty okay life in Zim. But your quality of life is not higher than if you were in like Cape Town or Bali or
2,000 is nothing in Zim. Granted, a lot of people are living on 2,000, but
on 2,000,
okay,
people would love to earn 2,000. But if you're single and you're single, you're not necessarily about too much social. You're just looking for somewhere calm and somewhere with good weather. Maybe I could see the argument for it.
You could, but here's the thing, and we need to break it down. And this is where Zim, it's such a weird thing because when you break down a budget in Zimbabwe, sometimes you ask yourself, like, how did I manage? Because like Danny's saying, 2,000 is a decent, that's management. Some management at a small company, right? Okay, even if you want to start, let's just say you want to get a Honda Fit, you're looking at 8 to 10,000 for a Honda Fit in decent condition that actually has duty paid, or even if you're bringing it in yourself, you're looking at 8 to 10 grand just for a car.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's 5 months of your salary. Then you're going to need a good apartment. If you want to stay in a nice place of town, let's say Newlands or Avondale, you're looking minimum $500 for one bedroom. 500 to 1,000 a month. Then you're going to need fuel. You're going to need groceries. That's probably $400. Then you're going to need a social budget. You've already blown through your 2 grand. Easy. And this is we're not even describing ridiculous budgets. This is just standard.
Yeah, but if you were living in New York, for example, or in London,
but there's no way. If you're earning $2,000 in New York, people would tell you straight, move, like leave that job. There was even, did you see like a month ago? There was the girl who she runs like a patron only interview. She's the one that interviewed Mos Def when he did that interview about like what happens. The music Drake makes is just capitalism. So she was advertising an internship, and she said like my internship is 50,000 for fashion a year, and she was getting roasted. And then a person who's a professor, there's a TikToker whose mother is a fashion professor who teaches in New York. And she was like, yo, someone's offering a fashion internship 50 grand. And the mother even said, it's dead on the phone. Never take it. Because 50 grand a year to us in Zimbabwe seems like a lot of money. In New York, you can't live. So there's differences to it. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, which I did find fascinating this week. So I've been struggling to sleep a little this week. So I've been doom scrolling a little more than I normally do. And I normally have a VPN on. And I was like, you know what? Actually, let me just turn off my VPN. Let me see what Zim TikTok is saying. And funny enough, coincidentally, I came across that woman's page. I also came across there's an American like fashion influencer that has moved to Zimbabwe. Have you been seeing her stuff? She's actually quite hilarious. I'll play one of hers. And then I started seeing that child's TikTok in Dubai. I'm not going to mention the name because it's a child. Like, granted, it's getting a lot of people upset, but it's a child. There's a child of someone very close to someone in government.
Yeah. I saw that.
Who's been showing their life. So it is different. It is interesting to see like the different sides of Zim and how people react to it and so forth. But ultimately, Zim is a great place to live. I do not begrudge anyone. I was literally on my way here. I was with someone who's in Australia who's trying to move back to Zim, and I was explaining to them, yo, my guy, if you want to move back to Zim, there's nothing. I don't hold it against you. You got a young family. You want to raise your family in Zim. I understand. But if you don't have your ducks in a row, don't do it. Don't do it because it's going to be painful. Sorry. I'm trying to find this video and it just started auto-playing. So funny enough, first video is this woman here.
Because we're peasants, we're driving. Could have been an hour and a half.
Now
our phones are listening to us.
She did a road trip to Mozambique.
And I might be biased, but Africa has the most
So here's
Okay,
the American.
Zim, I just found the cutest mini donut company.
Have you seen
Let's
this
try
one?
them out. Okay, so the first
So
one.
her name's Amanda.
That's the American fashion.
Saucy stuff.
Biggest misconceptions of Zimbabwe. Let's clear them up.
Let's clear
First,
them up.
people think it's just wildlife, safaris, people living in huts, and lions roaming around the street. My day to day is coffee shops, gym, going to the grocery store, patios.
Hey, food
Second,
lovers.
people think Zimbabwe is extremely dangerous, and Africa as a whole. Like anywhere in the world these days, the streets can be dangerous. You gotta use your brain. Gotta be street smart. I would say robberies
smart.
do happen more frequently here. So be aware, don't be flashy, make sure nobody's following you, and you'll be fine. Some people assume that people don't speak English. Truth is, most people speak English. I would say almost everybody I've met.
Yeah, we speak
Zimbabweans
English.
are really smart. People also don't think there's any good food
Thank you for
options,
calling us
guys.
smart.
The food scene is incredible. All types of cuisines, sushi, Thai, Chinese, Greek, Italian, and their traditional food. And everything, which is the most important thing, is their meat and their produce.
Okay,
Everything
no.
is fresh.
They I will
Everything's
say.
organic. They're
Guys, Zim beef.
Number one.
I know.
Number one.
This is a conversation I also had with Taz. Food overall, Cape Town is amazing. Food. Food. Like if you go to like the restaurants
Yeah,
and
the
some of
food
the fine
scene.
dining,
Yeah, the food scene. Yeah.
insane. But beef, guys.
But you know, the other thing I was also coming across is that there's like a bunch of private chefs. So I was seeing all these private chefs in Zimbabwe. And I was like, no, I don't. It's like, I'm just giving my client, this is their meal prep for the week.
I even know the one you're talking about. You know, it's just like, show us your client. I want to see who your client is. Anyway, I know. Zim beef is dope. Of course, assuming you're buying good Zim beef. You know, that's the problem is sometimes the standards aren't held as tightly as they should be. But in general, if you get a good cut of beef, oh my God, it's so much better than beef I've had everywhere else.
Sadly, I hate to say this because, you know, obviously we want to support our people, but the best beef is when a white man is selling it to you. So you've got to go to, you know, I'm just being honest. If you want to get good beef, you've got to go to Enterprise. You've got to go to Kava. You know what I mean?
I don't endorse that statement. No. Yeah, look. Anyway, so but beef, that one. I was even saying test, taste the steak. And she's like, yeah, but you know, the mushroom sauce though. I'm like, okay, just put the sauce aside. Taste the steak though. It's like, you know, honestly, the beef here is fine.
And me, I've mastered my steak grilling. I've mastered it. I've got
That's
down
my
to
next.
science.
That's my next thing. My next hobby.
I can teach you that right now. So this
No, I don't need you to teach me. I know how to grill a steak. I used the reverse sear method the other day. I just don't have the right equipment. I need to buy a proper cast iron.
The best thing you can get if you get a gas grill number one. Gas grill, you just turn that gas grill on, get it to 400 degrees, 4 minutes, bish bash bosh, you're done.
It's just, you know, I also want to do flame grilled. So I've been looking for a good Weber grill. But anyway, this is now old man
You need
chats.
to get a big green egg.
What is that?
You know what a big green egg is?
I don't.
Google it. Can't believe you know what a big green egg is, Dan. Come on, man.
Big green egg. Big green egg. Oh, these are premium grill smokers and outdoor cooking. Yeah, Phil, look, I live in Zimbabwe. We also need to be serious. This is fancy.
Des is one of these. I was like, no, you're living good, Des. No.
Anyway,
After you've experienced a big green egg, you can't go back.
I thought this was the discussion I saw is, guys, you have to understand we're not all the same. For some people, obviously, it's a huge improvement on quality of life. I have friends, you know them. They literally moved here from Europe to raise their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And their quality of life, they'll tell you any day that their quality of life, yes, there's a lot of things they're missing and whatever, but they've got a nice house where their kids get to play and they go to good schools. Actually, they do homeschooling.
And you can work a 4 or 5 hour day.
The wife has actually reduced the amount of work she does so that she can spend more time with the kids. And then the husband's like, it's okay, I'll run the business that we're doing. Compared in terms of quality of life, they love it. They'll tell you, I love it. Meanwhile, I'll be over here, Zim sucks. They'll tell you like, bro, Zim is amazing.
No.
It's like sunlight all day. We swim in the pool. And I was like, see, there's your problem there. You have a pool to swim in. Someone who doesn't have a pool to swim
Not
in.
only that, do you have enough water to fill the pool?
We the sun is out, we do the lessons with the kids. We go do like our group things and then we take them out and then we go in the pool and then host people over for a braai. And then, quality of life is great. Compared to someone who's working like 18-hour days, but you have access to super fast internet. Okay, fine. But anyway. Did you watch the latest Hot Ones episode, Phil?
I haven't watched it yet. It was with Kiki Palmer.
With Kiki Palmer.
I've been seeing some discourse about people believing that they've got a little something going on.
Well, I only included in here because as I was watching it, I had it on while I was working, and it just made me smile and feel a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. The story is, the law, as the kids are saying, Phil, is that some time back when Sean Evans was on Fried Chicken Date, he was asked, like, have you ever had a crush on any of your guests? And he says yes. And then they like guess about it a little bit, and he's like, truth is, it's Kiki Palmer. Like, she's just amazing, she's like so charismatic and so dope and what. So everyone, like, that little clip of him saying that went to like low key viral. And then in other interviews and stuff, they would ask Kiki Palmer, oh, did you hear that clip on about what's his name saying that he had a crush on you? And he's like, yeah, I saw that. That's cute. Huh? So these sort of conversations have existed in different spaces. Then, as I don't know if it was the series finale or the series premiere or the season premiere, sorry, Kiki Palmer was the guest. So they have a normal conversation, but there's a little bit of flirting happening. Like the whole time, I'm just like, what am I sitting in on a date? What's going on here? Then at the end of it, she's like, so thing is, I kind of saw your interview where you said what you said. And then he's like, either they're extremely good actors, which I know she is, but I don't know if he is. And he's like getting all awkward about it. And then she's like, well, I just want to see if there's going to be any sparks. So how about we do a little smooch? And he practically jumps out of his chair, and then they kiss, and then the camera cuts, and then you hear her sort of giggling, like, the sparks are sparking. Now, I get it. These are highly produced shows. I completely get it. But allow me to suspend disbelief for a while. I was literally like smiling throughout the whole thing. Like, it's so cute, man. It's so cute. So anyway, if you want to feel good, if you're single, maybe don't watch it.
Oh, Jason Bateman's on this one. Wow, they're dropping episodes every 3 days now. Not weekly. Damn,
probably not even the latest episode anymore.
Jason Bateman just dropped. Yeah, it's.
Your kitchen's a mess, Mama. We all.
Let's skip it. I'm skipping it. Yeah, and she dressed up.
Kiki, you have made it to the final win.
She dressed up
for a third time, a record third time, putting you in elite one-of-one company. Now that you're so seasoned, that you're so traveled in the format, I'm curious. What advice would you pass on to future celebrities who are taking on the Hot Ones gauntlet? Do you think you've cracked the code?
I think I've cracked the code. The biggest thing is to keep talking.
Actually, I'm very interested in this. So weirdly enough, fun nerdy fact for media. Do you know the rights for Hot Ones were up for grabs? Because they used to belong to Complex, then Complex got sold, and then BuzzFeed bought them, and then BuzzFeed got sold, and then Sean Evans and the founder were trying to buy the rights back to the show. So I didn't see how it ended. I actually would be interested to see. Also, if you have you ever watched Google TV, Hot Ones is very prominent on Google TV. Like they're running old episodes 24/7. They're making a lot of money. Dan, why aren't you interviewing people? Like, all we had to do was just, we should call it a fast food chicken. Like, there's a new player in the market.
Starving tiger.
Yes. We get Starving Tiger on board, and then we call it, I don't know, Feed the Beast Within or something. Go figure it out. Dad, come on, bruh. Come on. Then we keep dropping the ball here, bruh.
No, Phil. Don't. For every successful hot ones, there's 3,000 chili ones, hot twos. Yeah, and, so don't look at the one that was successful as the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? We got our own lane. We doing what we doing. We know, Phil, the thing is, we were just before we started recording, we were already discussing. We know what we need to do. You just have to pick your lane.
Yeah, and double down. We're too disparate. This year, that's what I'm doing. I'm figuring out what I'm doing. I'm running with it.
The thing is, we know. In fact, I will even say this. I'll take this moment to say this as a moment of inspiration to you. You probably know what you need to do to achieve the success that you want or to get to where you want to in life. You probably know. Like, you're not sitting there saying, I don't know what I need to do. You know. You know that you need to either lock in on that particular thing, or you need to get rid of that other particular thing, or you need to get yourself out of a particular space. You know what you need to do. You just don't have.
It's just hard. It's hard.
But you got to try it. You need the gumption to actually just do it.
And you know what I've realized? One thing, I just start breaking it down. I just do 30 minutes a day of what I need to do. And I'm like, 30 minutes a day.
And the thing is, Phil, there's someone with half your IQ making 10 times what you make.
I see that every day and I'm like, this is where I'm dropping the ball.
Simply because they are too dumb to doubt themselves.
You're the second person to have this conversation with me this week.
I've been having this conversation with myself the whole week.
That's why I've just been like, what? Because someone was like, that person I was telling you before we started recording? They're like, the problem with you is you don't have their confidence.
And the thing is, the confidence doesn't come from, it comes from not overthinking, not analyzing that, no, I need to learn this first. I need to do this first. I need to make sure, I need to build the spreadsheet.
I was even thinking about when I came here, just say yes. Just, let's do it. Let's see. Don't even think about the failures. Just say, let's try. Let's see. But let's try.
So anyway, yeah. So,
so
if you guys want to watch some fireworks, I have a very interesting issue that I want to discuss with you, Phil. I saw it on the Patreon group and I went down a rabbit hole. And I was like, yo, what the hell?
Oh, is it that artist?
Yes.
That Guan is wild.
It's the wildest Guan I've ever, like, yo.
Dude,
but anyway, what were we about to say?
Dude was on Genius confessing the Guan, bruh.
Fam. So anyway, the other thing I was going to mention is that I found this hilarious. I opened Twitter the other day and I saw the entire, because I've been like paying attention a lot to like FPL and football and whatever from the start of the season. I have a lot of football troll accounts.
Dude, we can come back to Anorim's later.
No, this is a smaller issue. Then I'll get into this biggie. So I thought, let me get this out of the way before coming back to that. So I was wondering, why is everyone like laughing and going crazy? What's going on with football troll Twitter, which was the best part of Twitter. I just think it's gotten a little too toxic now. But side note, there was a dude who had built a following becoming a hater on NBA. He's now moved to football and he's getting more numbers than he ever got. That's a whole other conversation for another time. But anyway, the conversation is there was a Twitter space. And in that Twitter space, it was a whole bunch of Manchester United fans and all these football accounts and whatever that were ranting about how bad United is. And then one of the accounts, asks to join the space to speak. And then the moment he starts speaking, he's like, yo, is this Ruben Amorim? And allegedly during his speech, as he's talking, there's certain times where he seems to say I. And everyone's like, what do you mean? So he says, So he says stuff like, the thing is, everyone who's criticizing Ruben Amorim, you have to understand, and he's speaking in his accent and everything, you have to understand that, you know what? The thing is, sometimes I believe in my own vision and I don't have to. And everyone's like, wait, no way.
Are you being serious?
I'm being so serious. So I thought people are just trolling and whatever. So I'm going to play for you some of the...
I used to pray for nights like this. I used to pray. You know what? Sir Alex Ferguson, you put us through stress. But look at how we have been feasting since you'd left. Oh, man.
So I want to play some of the clips from this thing, right? That made people say that, yo.
This is crazy. No way. This can't be real. No way.
Other than a midfielder. Everyone knew that they were the ones to get. And we ended up with just a centre forward, not a midfielder. Now,
and even the centre forward was not the smartest purchase.
Well, the centre forward isn't the one. The centre forward isn't the one that I think Amorim pushed for, because I think it was reported.
Hit pause. So he's the one who's saying the center forward purchase was not the best.
Yes.
So in this instance, is he telling that he didn't want the center forward and someone else in the club pushed for it?
So
or he's admitting defeat?
So, okay, if we're going to be 100% realistic, it's probably unlikely that it actually was Amorim. It's probably unlikely, right? But the conspiracy is funny. So the story here is this is him pretending to not be him. Right, so this is him pretending to just be another Manchester United fan who's talking to other Manchester United fans.
So it could be someone impersonating him and just trying to troll.
It could be.
So he could be a groper.
It could also just be. It could also just be someone with a Portuguese accent who just happens to sound like him. But the problem is, there's certain things that he was saying. Everyone was just like, brother.
Who it is now?
But in Watkins.
Yeah,
Even
that was a smart decision from him. It was the correct decision as well. Because to bring in another young striker who historically does not have a good record for being an elite goal scorer. He's not like a Haaland, but he's a young striker that you're going to put in again, just like you did with Erasmus. And, Xerxes, he is not going to score 20 goals a season ever. To put in Sesko, and now you're going to rely on him. You cannot expect much.
I don't...
Let me play. I want to play another section.
Other than a midfielder. Everyone...
No, sorry, wrong one. Yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat? Because I had a call.
Yeah, sorry. Someone's just actually brought in a question to ask you yourself, so I'll read it out to you. Ask Ish, would he trust Amorim to develop an unknown Milos Kerkez? This is about Dargu, in brackets. So would you trust Amorim to develop a player like Kerkez?
Yes, for sure, because I think Kerkez will suit the role that he wants from his wing back.
How so?
Because Kerkez, we've seen Bournemouth, he has good crossing ability.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Chance creating, of course.
Okay, it's long. Go look for it. I thought it was hilarious that United is in such crisis that this is even a possibility. Imagine you just get dusted by Manchester City 5-0 and then Klopp goes onto a Twitter space to say, no,
was it 5-0 or 3-0?
They lost 3-0. I'm just
going
yeah. It's just, my head would be on Mars, bro.
I can't imagine.
Anyway.
Can you imagine if Slot, Jack odds.
So at this point, let me come to this story that I would like to share with you all. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to True Crime on 2BT. On this particular episode, we shall be discussing a story that may chill you to the bone, but fear not. Make sure you grab yourself a warm drink, sit down, get comfortable, because you're safe here. It may be cold and scary outside, but where you are is safe. Let's paint the picture for you. I would like you to imagine that it is a night for a concert.
Mm.
The stage lights are on.
You know someone died, right?
It's September 8th.
Mm.
Phil, this is a true crime podcast. We recognize, while we do not celebrate the sad occurrences, we do recognize that there has to be some level of drama in the telling of the story.
Mm-hmm.
The night was September the 8th. The stage lights at a sold-out arena in a city out there in the United States of America. Thousands of phone screens are lifted to the sky. Thousands of young people chanting the name, David, David. And the 20-year-old phenom who's had a meteoric rise to success heads out onto the stage, capturing the hearts of thousands of teenagers and young adults who are enjoying this music. Meanwhile, 2,000 miles away, under the pale glow of an LA streetlight, a grisly scene is being discovered by the LAPD. Following a tip, they've popped open the trunk of a Tesla vehicle and they have found the gruesome remains of a young lady. Falling apart. The report that they gave was that, I believe the exact wording was, okay, now I've forgotten the exact wording.
Advanced decomposition.
Yes, but also that the point is the body was clearly cut up into pieces. I forgot what the right word is.
Dismembered.
Dismembered. Yes. Thank you. Dismembered. That's incorrect. a young 15-year-old girl. At the time, the police did not know who it was. But this grisly discovery led to a frantic search for who this person could be. First stop would obviously be, who is this car registered to? A quick search told them that this car, this Tesla, was registered to none other than David Anthony Burke, a.k.a. David, spelled D4Vid. This rising star who has had amassed fans and was currently in the middle of a world tour.
Yeah. You've probably heard his song on TikTok many a time.
I had literally never heard of this guy before this story. How did we end here? Well, let me take you all the way back to the beginning, Phil.
Please do.
Before the screaming fans, before the adoring legions, before the 34 million monthly listeners on Spotify, there was just David Anthony Burke. He was a young kid who enjoyed streaming, playing video games. He was 18 years old. Unfortunately, his videos kept getting taken down because copyright. So he decided, you know what, I'm just going to make my own music and use that in my videos. Little did he know that this music that he started making and that he was attaching to his Fortnite gameplay would eventually capture the hearts of people who were like, yo, hang on, who is this artist? Using his sister's closet as a recording booth, he was able to build a following, making his own music that he was putting on his own videos. Snippets of those videos and snippets of that music were starting to get used in TikTok. And in a very short space of time, he was listed, actually, this is 2018 when he was listed as Billboard's #1 rising artist under 21. The future star. The story then takes a dark turn.
Oh, no.
As his star was rising, as he was getting brand deals, as he was appearing in interviews all over the world, as his music was getting crazy downloads and tickets were being booked for his world tour, which was America, really. This discovery of a body in a car that was registered to him caused immediate shockwaves. Now, you may think, a body was discovered in someone's car. Surely that's instant arrest. Well, no. Turns out that his sudden fame and fortune had led to him buying many, many cars. Many, many cars are registered under his name. This was simply one of the many cars that he owned. In fact, the story is that he hadn't even seen that car in months. So there was no immediate rush to paint him as the lead suspect in the case of this lady's death. Remember, at the time, the police did not know who this was. It was a body that had clearly been dismembered. It was in an advanced state of decay. In fact, some estimates say that it must have been in the car for a month or longer. But there was one distinct feature.
What could it be?
That they could tell on this body.
A marking on the body, perhaps?
A tattoo on the index finger of the right hand. The tattoo was simply SHHHH or SH. Now, the mother who had...
Dude, no. Dan, I know you have a lot of pets in the house. I know you have a lot of pets in the house, but yo,
we got a frog in this house. Hey, listen, I'm not responsible for that, and I don't know how that got in here. This is a crisis.
This is how we see how man Danny. This man is scampering.
No, we good. Hey, ribbit on that side. Don't come near here.
Dude, just get a lunchbox, bro. What the hell?
There's lunchbox in here if you'd like to. No, it's fine. We'll do it after. I feel like I was on a roll.
I'm not wearing shoes. Okay, fine. Let me hang my feet up.
Why we got a frog in here? What the heck? You know, when you live in the hills, sometimes, unfortunately, I've seen scorpions in this house. By the way, frogs. There's been a snake in the neighbor's yard, so it's a tough place to live. Anyway, coming back to the story. Where was I? So, when the police announced that there was this grisly discovery of a decomposing body in this trunk of a Tesla, which is, by the way, in the front of the car, it's completely irrelevant detail. They announced this distinguishing feature of the tattoo on the index finger. Now, this is a pretty popular tattoo. There's plenty of celebrities. Rihanna has the same tattoo, the sh on the index finger. It's supposed to indicate, when you bring up your finger to your mouth to tell people to keep quiet, then it actually has the tattoo of the sh on it. Rihanna has it. I believe Madonna has it. Several other people have the same tattoo. But far away, the mother of a young 15-year-old girl immediately knew in her heart of hearts that was her daughter. because her daughter had disappeared a year and a half ago when she was still 13, April of 2024. She filed a missing persons report for her daughter who had disappeared. The only information that she gave was that she seemed to be in a relationship with some boy named David. Now, once this information started coming out, a lot of people online and many of the fans started putting two and two together. They started pulling up his music, including, by the way, a hit song called Romantic Homicide, in which he describes, using supposedly figurative language, how he says, in my mind, I killed you. But he's trying to describe a love that has come to an end. But, you know, now that there's an actual person dead, people are like, wait, hold on. Remember, this happened about 10 days ago. As time went on, more information started coming out. This mother came out and, she says, I don't know if she announced it at the time, but she says the moment that she heard the announcement that this person who had been found had this tattoo on her finger, she was like, that's my daughter, because her daughter had the same tattoo. Here's where it gets weird. David has the exact same tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
The police then announced that they had, after some time, discovered the identity of this young lady, which was still in the corner. I don't know where I've got my eye on it. They discovered the identity of this girl. Her name was Celeste. I believe Celeste Rivas, and actually matched the description of that 13-year-old girl who had gone missing about a year and a half ago. So at this point, she's 15 years old. But the estimation is if she really had died a month before the body had been discovered, she probably even died before she turned 15. David references a certain Celeste as a love interest in several of his songs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, each of these things is circumstantial at best. You have matching tattoos, but it's a pretty common tattoo. This woman was found in the trunk of your car, but look, I own many cars. I can't 100% be, sure of what happens in every single one of my cars. I'm a rich man. I just found fame and fortune on the internet. I own tons of cars. According to the mother's testimony, Celeste's boyfriend was named David. So many people are named David in the United States of America. Yes, I wrote a song about a Celeste, but how many people are named Celeste?
Mm-hmm.
But surely, okay, you can't just laugh in the middle of a murder story. Frog is jumping in our direction.
Yo, Dan's morbid fear of this frog is killing me.
I don't have morbid fear of the frog. I just don't want the slime to get on me. You also just can't burst out laughing in the middle of me describing a grisly murder.
I'm sorry. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Here's what's messed up. When the police informed David that they had discovered a body in his car, please, sir, we just want to alert you that there was a body in your car. He was like, well noted. And then he went on stage to continue his tour.
Oh, don't forget, he also started handing out Labubus during his set.
I don't know what you want. So the thing is, there actually wasn't really anything to tie these two people together until...
But wait, the internet never forgets.
People started releasing pictures of them. And this was stuff that David was allegedly posting to his close friends. So it was pictures of him and this girl in a lot of times, like part of the face is concealed and the whole face is not really there. But David and this girl were clearly together. Now, for legal reasons, I must say allegedly, but...
There's no extradition treaty between Zimbabwe and America. You're fine, Dan.
For now. For now. But long story short, all these coincidences were just too many. Now, there's two crimes here. One is this grisly murder of a 15-year-old girl, 14 probably, maybe, of course, without knowing all the full details, 14 years old at the time of her death. Two, this 20-year-old man, now he's 20. At the time, I guess he was 18 when she disappeared. This 18-year-old was dating a 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Including songs of, various acts with a certain Celeste. people on the internet started releasing all these screenshots of, okay, listen to the lyric. I didn't note down all the songs, but as I was going through it, I was like, yo, this is insane. Also, why are you listening to music with these kind of lyrics? People started releasing his TikTok page where he would repost or repost certain posts. And most of the posts that he was reposting are those jokes, dark, edgy jokes about what you would do to your partner if you discover that they're cheating on you. Most of them with some level of violent depiction. I can't see the frog at the moment, Phil, so it's a little concerning. I literally don't know where it's gone.
Code red, we've lost the frog. We've lost the frog.
It's quite difficult to focus at the moment.
So anyway, the murder.
Screenshots from a Discord server that David was in show that he was discussing a girl named Celeste all the way back in 2022. 2022, she was 12.
Yuck.
Perhaps even 11.
Yuck.
Now, they had been at least in contact, at minimum. We obviously don't know if there was more than just in contact. But judging from the images that came out and the songs and the discussions and so on, they were dating from when she was about 13. And then now, here she is dismembered in the boot of his car, and he's on tour. This is like a Criminal Minds episode, yo. What is this? This is Dexter or something. Insane stuff. So now, obviously, the internet is combing through all his lyrics to look for clues, and they're finding so much stuff. Now, I don't want to pay too much attention to that because everything can be interpreted a certain way once you have.
But the circumstantial evidence is quite overwhelming.
Yes, no. Look, it's
an open and shut case, Johnson.
I mean, at this point, it's rough times. It's rough times. But yeah, I mean, like there's pictures of the two of them from like 2023, 2024. And then meanwhile, remember, she's missing. Her mom has reported her missing.
Yeah.
And there's no public pictures because they were all on his close friends. So people don't know. And then like some people were like picking up footage from, oh wait, he walked onto the stage, but who's that girl who's walking behind him? That might be her. And then they're like looking at the clothes she's wearing and they're like, wait, similar to this, like Twitter detectives will find everything at this point.
Once again, because people have no jobs, you see. This is what happens.
So, yeah, anyway, an extremely wild story. It's at this point, he's now canceled his tour, or at least he canceled a show. I don't know if the update is he's canceled all the rest of his shows. He hasn't put out any statement. He hasn't said nothing. His representative apparently said he is cooperating to try and help the police. I think that was the only statement that came out. But yo, man, lock this man under the jail. What? I obviously want to be very open to the fact that sometimes things may seem a certain way when they're not. To me, this is the most open and shut case ever, but okay. There needs to be irrefutable evidence. All of this is circumstantial. It's just that if it's all put together, like, come on, like not all these coincidences will happen at the same time. But at the very least, why do you have all these references that show that you were in a relationship with a 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl? What the hell?
Sometimes people just want to get caught.
What I saw today was some people were saying that the issue might be even deeper than that because allegedly someone who claims to know him was saying that he was panicking because he says that she lied about her age. And then when he found out, he was panicking or something like that. But like, I'm sorry, you can tell me lied about age if you're talking about a difference of 17 and 18. 13 or 11, 12. No, come on. Get out of here, man. Anyway.
Also,
he hasn't been arrested, or at least at the most recent information, he hasn't been arrested.
So he never had to book a flight?
I don't know. This information, Phil, is not public information from official places.
But
this is his fans finding all this stuff on the internet.
But what I'm saying is, like, if she was on tour with him, at some point in time, he had to have booked her a flight, which means at the very least, he would have had to have seen an ID.
Yeah. Yes, also valid. You're right. But I mean, maybe their tour was a road tour. I don't know if they did flights because it was like an American tour.
At some point in time, you have to book a hotel room.
Phil, you book a hotel room for me, or you book the penthouse suite and you pay whatever the amount is. But I still hear your point. I don't believe that he didn't know her age.
Yeah. Anyway, yeesh. That was very dark.
Wild story, extremely wild story, and extremely sad, disturbing. Please don't let us, trying to be entertaining on this podcast take away from the fact that it's like a terrible story.
Yeah, it literally is. It's graphic. Like this literally is. And I'm very loath to the commodification of death and true crime and so forth. But like when you're seeing it play out like this, it's like it's hard to ignore, man.
Look, by next year, Netflix will have this story.
They probably already optioned it right now.
It's going to be number one because all the true crime stories on Netflix don't have all the intrigue of this. This was like written by a series showrunner or something. Yeah, completely wild story. All right, Phil, let's not spend too much more time on this pod. I think we've done some good justice. Yay, power is back. I felt something brush up against me. We good. I don't know when. Was that you, Phil?
No.
Okay.
I'm not brushing up against you at the table. Are you crazy?
Okay.
Oh yeah, but before we do, let's discuss the book club, the 2BT book club,
which I'm not in.
You can join. I don't understand. What's stopping you from joining? We're having a great discussion. We shared some feedback this week. Thank you for everyone for understanding. Last week, I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't doing too well, and I also tragically lost a cousin, really close family member, died suddenly. So I was, kind of dealing with that. So thanks for the patience, guys. But as happens, life happens. But we move on, and we are now reading the Unsold series. It's an interesting read. Well, it's not the best book. So -2 points for Chris.
That's what everyone always says about is it a romantasy?
No, it's just straight. It's straight. It's fantasy meets anime. That's the best I can describe it. It's like a fantasy fan wrote an anime book, or an anime fan was like, let me try fantasy. So it's just, but you also, while I was reading it, I also did a bit of research, and I discovered that Will White actually self-published this. This is like a self-published book that he did himself, and then somehow just started catching popularity. And then
that's a dream, right? Yo.
So yeah, he's like this generation's J.K. Rowling almost. So now he's 10 books in.
Well, I have just joined the book club. I will try and get. You said you're on book 2.
No, we're on book 1. We're still on book 1. We're halfway through book 1.
I can't add anything else. I can't.
Well, this is what I do. Like I said, 30 minutes again. It's so short. I read 30 minutes before bed every day. And that's I'm able to keep up with that. Or on days when I'm a little too busy to read, I'll just listen to the audiobook once again, 30 minutes. That's all you need. Because 30 minutes is literally a chapter.
But when will I scroll Instagram? Okay, I'll have to, maybe I'll do 50 minutes Instagram, 15 minutes book. Mm-hmm. Something I quickly wanted to bring up, Phil, I put it in the show notes. It came up. So my wife is away at the moment. She's visiting her family. So obviously we are keeping in touch on the phone. Mm-hmm. So something my sister-in-law brought up was she has no idea what to do when we're on the phone if they're in the same room. So sometimes she'd like leave the room. Sometimes she's like doing something in the room. So we started having a conversation about what's the proper etiquette for when you are in the same room as someone else who's on the phone. Should you greet the person that they are on the phone with? Do you just ignore everything? Do you, because like you're hearing half of a conversation from, so like, let's say we're sitting in this room, Phil, you get a phone call and you say like, hi, blah, blah, blah. And I recognize the name of that person. Should I say, say hi to that person? Or should I also say hi? Or should I walk out of the room? What's the proper etiquette? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to put this on the podcast.
I'm laughing because what is old is new again. What you're describing is what our childhood was like. The phone was in the living room in front of everyone. You would get a phone call. Sometimes the phone call you wanted to have in private, but you couldn't go anywhere because the phone was in the living room. And you just went, okay, yeah. So do you miss me? Yes, I miss you too. Yeah, I miss you.
And what if the conversation starts going in an awkward direction?
Well, also, consider what I've realized, especially like with women share a lot of stuff. They share every nook and cranny almost in their conversations. So in their minds, they're probably like, okay, if you're shy to have this conversation now, I'm just going to hear her version of it. You know what I mean? So just get used to it. You know what I mean?
So in your mind, don't do anything. Just stay where you are. Don't even acknowledge it.
Also, yeah, because these are essentially two different versions of a life partner. That's the sister for life.
Yes.
Husband for life. Well, unless you're discussing the nitty gritties of the pom poms, but even then, they might be discussing it anyway. Just move on, bro.
No, I just mean, okay. Is it normal to just expect that you stay in the room?
Yeah, unless you request it, unless like she or you are like, actually, do you mind? Like, we kind of need to have a serious discussion. It's going to be.
Shouldn't it be you that leaves the room then if you're on the phone?
Well, it depends on the dynamic.
Okay.
Depends on the dynamic.
We've answered the question. Here's the story. So I just felt like I stepped on something squishy.
Dan is seeing ghosts. He's seeing frog ghosts.
If no one makes any statement about anything, you just sit quietly. The phone call continues. That person must just be aware that you're in the room in case they want to discuss something private. If there's something private that needs to be discussed, the person who is on the phone is the one who must step out of the room. Issue solved. I just thought I would ask on the pod.
That's what you already thought. Quick one. Let's just discuss your highest to lowest. I was actually excited to see this movie. Like I was excited. Like they've been on a big press run. So for those that don't know, the highest to lowest is the new Spike Lee movie, starring Denzel Washington, A$AP Rocky, a bunch of other actors, and it's also a remake of a classic Japanese film. The premise of the original film is a Japanese businessman's son gets kidnapped, and there's a twist. So they remade it where in this instance Denzel is like the big music mogul, almost like a modern day Quincy Jones type individual living in New York. And then A$AP Rocky is the antagonist, who is also a rapper. And immediately I was like, what is happening in this movie? Like, this movie was bad, and I can't get over how bad it was. It was.
That atrocious. Makes me want to watch it, though.
No. It's one of those movies that's so bad you have to watch it. Because I even started, like, before I watched it, I started seeing reviews. And really, the reviews were mixed. Because some reviewers were like, this is amazing. This is what movies are supposed to be about. These are reviewers I trust, Like Chris Stuckman. You know who Chris Stuckman is?
Yes.
Funny enough. Also,
Were you Stuckmanized?
No. This one I was just like... And a lot of people... So the weird thing is, like, when the movie first went out in theaters, there were a lot of reviewers giving it positive reviews. And because the audience hasn't watched the movie yet, there's no counter argument, right? So it's all like, okay, can't wait to see it. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. And then I knew it was going to have a short run in cinemas because it was going to be on Apple TV in 2 weeks. I was like, I'll just wait for it to be on Apple TV. It comes to Apple TV. I watch it and I'm like, and I'm just remembering, like, surely there's no way these guys said this was a good movie. So I went back to the review, and lo and behold, now all the comments are like, yo, were you paid for this review? Because now we watched it and this is horrible. No, guys, this is without a shadow of a doubt one of the worst. I think this is the second worst Spike Lee movie I've ever seen, and definitely the worst Denzel movie ever.
Which is the worst Spike Lee?
Girl 6. Girl 6 is bad.
I haven't watched any of those. Well, okay, while we're in the realm of movies, there's something that I've kept seeing. So there's a movie that's coming out that's called One Battle After Another. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So it's directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Paul Thomas Anderson is a director who's kind of known for like psychological thrillers and stuff. So he did Magnolia with Tom Cruise. He did There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. I just looked at his filmography now and I realized I haven't watched Licorice Pizza. I don't even know what that is. I haven't watched Phantom Thread. So I haven't watched any of his more recent movies. But anyway, so he's a pretty highly rated director, and he does like one movie every 4 years or something like that, right? So One Battle After Another is his 2025 movie. Right now it's in pre-release, right? So all the reviewers are seeing it and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It is getting so much hype. People are literally calling it a generational masterpiece. It's getting 10s across everything. Even the most stringent like ratings of movies are giving it a 10 out of 10. And everyone's like, okay, hold on. Okay, wait. We expected this would be a good movie. It's starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It's supposedly, I don't know. It's Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, all in this movie.
Oh, Regina Hall had a great interview on Mark Maron actually talking about this movie as well. Yo, Regina Hall has quite a story. But hey, continue, please.
It's sitting on it's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't rate Rotten Tomatoes anymore, but okay. Well, it sounds exciting.
So I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it. It's a highly rated movie and all of that. But like the hype train for it is everyone is literally talking about this is gonna be the best movie, or this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. This is the best movie of the decade. It's the best movie of the 20 since I'm like. It feels so cool. Like even the best movies had like they divided opinion. You know what I mean? It feels so weird that literally the whole world agrees that this is the best movie of all time.
But also keep in mind, it's right now it's only in the hands of reviewers, right?
Yes.
And there's a certain type of reviewer that you can make sure sees this movie, and you can kind of like side the waters. Let's give it some time.
I'm very keen to see how it goes. So I just thought I would mention it here because I've been seeing the hype. So
because also on the flip side, remember like the pre-release of Spider-Man, everyone was panning it, and then we watched it and we're like, "Yo, this is dope."
Yeah.
So
no, but that was mixed at least. There was some like there's people that whose opinions I rate who would say like, "Yeah, this is a good movie," and then there's other people who say it's a bad movie, and I'm like, you know what, it's fine. It's got mixed opinions. Most movies will be that, right? Some people like it, some people will not. It's not even about if most people like it. It's about the air quotes snobbish critics and stuff might like a certain thing and the public would hate it, and vice versa. But literally all the critics and all the reviewers that have seen this movie are like, this is literally the best movie of all time. I'm just like, what is this? Like, what is this movie even about? Allegedly, I can't really give any spoilers because the movie isn't even out. But the story it's about, let me pull it up here. It's allegedly about, it's an action comedy film. The fact that it's even a comedy on top of that.
Yo, comedies are back, yo. Actually, I've been meaning to watch Naked Gun. I just haven't had the time.
It's like a Taken type movie or something. Oh, I can't wait to see Naked Gun, actually.
Yeah.
It's going to be stupid. And
I think we should maybe that would be fun to watch with the patrons. Maybe do like what we did with Wicked. Do like a Naked Gun watch party.
Yes, I think that's a great idea, actually. It's one of those things that you probably should watch with other people. Anyway, let's wrap this up, Phil. I think that's pretty much it.
That was a good show. It was a good show, Dan. Good chat.
Good chat. I mean, there was some inadvertent preparation as I was going going down two rabbit holes this week. So, ladies and gentlemen,
there's a bunch of other stuff I want to discuss, but I think we'll discuss it all in the group. You know,
is it in the thing?
No, it's okay. I mean, we've done our part for society.
I think I just want to remind those of you who are interested in playing our 2BT FPL. It'll be fun. It's a $50 buy-in. We don't have that. I think we have 4 people at this point. I'll just have to check. 4 people. And then there's several people who said, I will buy in. We have 4 people who've actually sent money. And then I think there's like 3 others who said, I will send through the money. I feel like 7, like let's get to like 10 or 12 people. You know what I'm saying? Then the prize is like a solid $500 or $600. So yeah, so if you do want to play, just hit us up via the DMs. Look for the Two Broke Twimbos username on whatever social media platform you use. Or if you're in the Patreon group or you want to join the Patreon group, then you can just hit me up in there and then I'll take down your name. I've got a spreadsheet where I've put down the names of the people that I play. So apart from that, if you would like to continue to support this podcast, just $5 per month gives you access to the Patreon group. You get direct access to us as the hosts. We get to discuss some of the topics we talk about on the podcast, and we also get to discuss some of the topics that are happening in the world. It's been an interesting week talking about some of the conspiracy theories and stuff that's happening. And if you want to be part of that community, it's a great community. I love the conversations that go on in that community. Just $5 per month. And we do try our best to sort of give you whatever perks that we can. We're getting into a event season, Phil. So, whatever events we have access to, hey,
yeah,
we will happily give you some tickets. I think that was one of the
We didn't discuss Girlfest, Dan. Did you go?
I did.
Did you see how you getting brethren on the stage? Wow, anyway. Wow, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
we should call. Oh no, it's late. Hey, no, KVG. If it was earlier, I would have called KVG and be like, "Yo, KVG, what are you doing?"
She was having a great time. What do you mean? Those are our celebrities, Phil. Those are our African celebrities. TwoBrokeTwimbos.com/donate is where you can access the spaces to show support to the podcast. Also, just please on the social media platforms, hit follow, retweet whenever you see us talking about this. We've been slacking on social media. We'll be fixing it sometime soon, I hope. But also, we would greatly appreciate a review. So whatever app you use to listen to the podcast, please just drop a 5-star rating and just drop a quick review of the podcast.
But also, just because we're not posting on socials doesn't mean you don't have to, you know? Shout out to Taps. Taps always diligently posts. Shout out to Tino in our DMs, always posting, always giving us show suggestions. Appreciate him, you know? And yeah, shout out to everyone in the book club. We're having a great discussion. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I've actually got a bunch of voice notes that I need to get through because we weren't able to have an in-person call this week. So everyone's just sharing their voice notes on the subject matter. And, you know, really breaking down what is the author telling us here? You know, what is the subtext? You know, that's where we're at.
Are they private voice notes?
So someone was making fun of us and me. So I watched the Denzel thing, and I was just like, I was literally watching the movie Like Jude. I was like, I can't believe this. And she's like, why? I was like, I can't believe this movie's so bad. He's like, no, but isn't this one of those movies where you guys will be like, well, you see, there's the subtext and there's an Easter egg, and you don't see the allegory. And I was like, how dare you insult us for trying to dissect that? But yeah, it was. Yeah, guys, woo. There's a scene in the movie where, not directly, but Denzel is somewhat surrounded by big bundas. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, Spike Lee really hates hip hop. Like, he really hates hip hop, bruh. It's wild.
All right, let's get out of here, Philip. So yeah, twobroketrimmers.com/donate. We'll catch you in the next episode. I think we'll take opportunity of this time to say goodbye.
We out.